Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you came in? Or maybe you found yourself holding your glasses while still searching for them. If that sounds familiar, please know you're not alone. These small lapses in memory are something many of us experience as we grow older. And while they can feel frustrating, even scary at times, they are often just gentle reminders that our brains, like our bodies, are simply asking for a little more care and compassion. You see, after the age of 60, the brain begins to change. It slows down not because it's broken, but because it's been carrying decades of memories, worries, lessons, and love. It's done a lot of living. But here's the beautiful truth. Even though our memory may not be as sharp as it once was, we are far from powerless. In fact, there are gentle, loving habits we can bring into our daily lives that help keep our minds clear, calm, and connected not just to facts and names, but to the deeper parts of who we are. In this video, we'll explore why memory begins to fade, how to recognize what's normal, and most importantly, how you can nurture your brain, one peaceful day at a time. So find a quiet place, maybe make yourself a warm cup of tea, and let's walk through this together with kindness, with understanding, and with hope. Part 1. What really happens to the brain after 60? As we grow older, most of us expect a few aches in the knees or a slower step. But when we begin to notice changes in our memory, forgetting names, misplacing items, or losing our train of thought, it can feel more personal, more alarming. It touches not just our daily function, but our very sense of identity. So what truly happens to the brain as we age? The human brain is incredibly resilient, but it's not immune to the passage of time. After the age of 60, several quiet changes begin to take place. One of the most significant is a gradual shrinking of the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for forming and storing memories. This shrinkage doesn't happen overnight, and it's not necessarily a sign of disease. It's simply the natural rhythm of aging. Blood flow to the brain also tends to decrease with age, which means that oxygen and nutrients may not reach the neurons as efficiently as before. Think of it like a garden. Even the most beautiful flowers need regular watering. Without it, they begin to fade not from neglect, but from gentle exhaustion. Chemical messengers in the brain, called neurotransmitters, also decline over time. These are the signals that help brain cells communicate. When they become less abundant, memory retrieval can feel slower, more effortful. You may still remember the name you're trying to find, but it comes minutes later, not instantly. But perhaps the most overlooked factor is stress. Decades of responsibility, caregiving, financial worries, or personal loss can quietly wear on the brain. Chronic stress, even low level, releases cortisol, a hormone that can shrink memory centers over time. Yet despite these changes, the aging brain is not a failing brain. It is wiser, richer in emotional intelligence, and still deeply capable of learning and adapting. The mind at 70 or 80 may not be as quick, but it can be more thoughtful, more reflective, and more meaningful in the way it holds and processes life. Understanding these changes is not a cause for fear, it is an invitation. An invitation to treat your mind with gentleness, to offer it the patience and love it deserves. After all, it's carried for you. Part 2. What's normal and what's not? Learning to listen to your mind. Now that we understand how the brain gently shifts over time, it's equally important to learn how to listen, truly listen to what those changes are trying to tell us. Not every forgetful moment is a sign of something serious. In fact, many of the memory slips we experience after 60 are simply the mind's way of asking us to slow down, to rest, to stop multitasking and be fully present with one thing at a time. For example, forgetting where you placed your glasses, or taking a moment to recall a name you haven't spoken in years. These are not signs of deep decline. They're reflections of a brain that's a little tired, maybe even overstimulated, but still healthy and working hard. What's more concerning, however, is when those moments begin to interfere with daily life in deeper ways. If you find yourself consistently forgetting familiar routes, getting lost in a place you've known for years, if you repeat the same question over and over, unaware that you've already asked it, if you begin to forget the names of your loved ones, or miss appointments and important events without any memory of them happening, those may be early signs of something more than just natural aging. But here's the truth many people overlook. Noticing these signs doesn't mean you are broken. It doesn't mean your story is over. In fact, awareness is the most powerful first step towards support, healing, and care. Many older adults stay silent out of fear of judgment, fear of losing independence, fear of hearing the words they're not ready for. But hiding from these changes only gives them more power. Facing them with openness, on the other hand, allows us to meet life on our terms. And just like a physical injury, early attention gives us the best chance at healing. Sometimes it's a vitamin deficiency, poor sleep, or unmanaged stress that mimics memory decline. Sometimes it's a medication side effect. And sometimes, yes, it is the beginning of something deeper, but even then, there is still time to slow its progression, to make meaningful memories, and to live fully. So the key is this: listen to your mind without fear, and respond with compassion. Because your brain, even now, is still trying to take care of you. It just needs you to care for it in return. Part 3. The gentle habits that keep the mind clear after 60. Once we've learned to listen to our minds with care, the next step is choosing how to respond. And thankfully, the path toward clarity and memory support doesn't require drastic changes or expensive treatments. Instead, it begins with quiet, everyday habits, simple acts of kindness we offer to our own minds. One of the most powerful habits is mental movement. Just like the body needs gentle exercise, the brain thrives on stimulation. Reading a few pages each morning, solving a crossword puzzle, or even learning a new song or recipe, all these things help strengthen neural pathways. You don't need to master anything. The effort itself is the nourishment. Another essential habit is physical activity, even in small doses. A 20-minute walk in fresh air each day improves blood flow to the brain, reduces inflammation, and lifts mood. It's not just good for the heart. It literally feeds the mind. And if that walk is taken in nature, with sunlight on your face and birdsong in your ears, the benefits multiply. Nutrition also speaks to the brain in quiet but lasting ways. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish or flaxseed, dark berries rich in antioxidants, and leafy greens full of folate all support memory and concentration. Think of food as medicine not just for the body, but for the soul. Then there's sleep, the great restorer. During deep sleep, the brain clears toxins, repairs itself, and consolidates memory. Many older adults struggle with sleep, but creating a calming evening ritual, soft lighting, soothing tea, a warm bath can gently guide the body into rest. Consistency, not perfection, is the goal. Perhaps the most overlooked habit is connection. Talking with a friend, laughing over old stories, holding someone's hand. These moments strengthen the emotional core of memory. The brain doesn't only remember facts, it remembers feelings. And love, more than anything else, keeps the mind alive. Together, these habits form a quiet circle of care. None of them are complicated. None require more than your presence and intention. But over time, they offer something rare and beautiful, not just sharper memory, but a deeper sense of peace. Because in the end, clarity of mind is not about remembering everything. It's about living fully in the moments that truly matter. Part 4. The quiet power of mindfulness and gratitude on the aging brain. After nourishing the mind with movement, nutrition, rest, and connection, there remains one final ingredient, one that is often invisible, yet profoundly healing: the inner life of the mind. In a world that constantly urges us to move faster, older age invites a different rhythm, one of stillness, reflection, and presence. And this is where mindfulness becomes a gift. Mindfulness is not something exotic or unreachable. It is simply the practice of being fully here in this breath, this moment, without judgment. Whether you're sipping tea, folding laundry, or watching the wind move through the trees, mindfulness is about bringing your attention home. For the aging brain, this quiet practice holds great power. Studies show that mindfulness reduces levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that damages memory centers over time. It improves focus, emotional regulation, and even increases gray matter in areas related to memory and empathy. But more than science, It offers peace, the kind that arises when we are no longer pulled into the past or anxious about the future, but gently anchored in now. Alongside mindfulness stands another quiet guardian of the brain: gratitude. While the body may grow weaker with age, the heart and its capacity for appreciation can grow stronger. Taking just a few moments each day to name what you're thankful for can literally reshape the brain's pathways. Gratitude shifts the mind away from scarcity and loss and toward richness and meaning. You don't need a journal or perfect words. A silent thank you for a morning breeze, for the comfort of clean sheets, for the memory of a loved one, these are all enough. Gratitude rewires the brain to seek beauty, even in small things, and that search keeps the mind alert and open. Mindfulness and gratitude walk hand in hand. Together, they help you not just remember the facts of your life, but feel them again. The warmth of a grandchild's laugh, the scent of your mother's cooking, the sound of your favorite song. These are memories that live beyond logic. They dwell in the soul. And tending to them, even silently, gives your brain a reason to stay awake, curious, and alive. Because at any age, but especially now, what the brain truly needs is presence and love. Part 5. Accepting memory changes with love, not fear. After all the advice, all the gentle habits and helpful facts, perhaps the most important truth is this: aging is not a problem to be solved. It is a journey to be honored. Yes, your memory may shift. Yes, names may take longer to arrive. Yes, you may lose track of small things now and then. But these changes do not erase your worth. They do not diminish the decades you've lived, the people you've touched, or the wisdom you carry. In fact, there is great beauty in accepting memory changes with grace, not as a failure, but as a natural part of a deeply lived life. Think of your mind like an old bookshelf. Some corners are worn, some titles are harder to find. But oh, the stories it holds, the laughter it remembers, the sorrow it has survived, the lessons it keeps tucked away in quiet chapters. Even if the pages take longer to turn, they are still there and they are yours. Too often we judge ourselves harshly. We compare who we are now to who we were 20 years ago, forgetting that growth brings both gain and loss. But aging is not about going backward. It is about learning to live forward, even with softer steps. Instead of fighting your memory, try befriending it. Be patient when a word escapes you. Be kind when you forget a task. Laugh at the little slips. And when frustration arises, because it will remind yourself, you are not your memory. You are your presence, your compassion, your courage to keep showing up. Surround yourself with people who understand. Speak openly about what you're experiencing. Let others help you. There is no weakness in needing support, only strength in asking for it. And when the days feel foggy, return to the practices that ground you: movement, rest, connection, gratitude, and stillness. These are the anchors that remind your brain and your heart that you are still here, still whole, still worthy of care. Because in the end, memory may fade, but love does not. And you, just as you are today, are enough. As we grow older, the world often focuses on what fades: the speed of our steps, the sharpness of our memory, the ease with which we once did everything. But here, in this quiet space we've shared together, I invite you to see aging differently. You are not slipping away. You are settling in. Into yourself. Into wisdom. Into a slower, deeper kind of knowing. Yes, your memory may change, but that doesn't mean your mind is broken. It means it's lived. It's carried joys, heartbreaks, lessons, and laughter. It's held names, stories, songs, some that still echo clearly, some that gently blur with time. And that's okay. Because being alive isn't about remembering everything, it's about being fully present in the moment you're in. It's about choosing, every day, to treat your own mind not with frustration, but with tenderness. So keep walking, keep learning, keep loving. Let your habits be soft but steady. A warm cup of tea, a quiet moment of stillness, a walk under the trees, a conversation that fills your heart. And when memory slips, let love hold you, let grace guide you. Because no matter what you forget, you are still here. And that, dear friend, is enough. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories, reflections, and gentle wisdom from Golden Age life. Until next time, take care of your beautiful mind.